Hi, Toby. Can you hear me? So if you can hear me, just say something on the chat so I know that you can hear me. Oh, thank you. Thanks for joining, guys. Okay, so we'll just wait for more people to join. Say, in the next 2 to 3 minutes, then we can begin. Hi, everyone. Hi guys, so sorry for the I'm still trying to wait for more people to join and then we can begin because it's going to be really short and I don't want to have I don't want people to miss the earlier parts of the conversation because it's very important. So just 1 more minute or 2 more minutes, then we'll go live, we'll start proper. Okay, so we're going to start now. I would save the live video as Kathleen has suggested so that when other people join, or you can watch it later on our Instagram feed. Okay, hi everyone, my name is Caris Lawson. I'm a product specialist and key account manager at Paystack, where I am tasked with managing high volume, high growth businesses and making sure that these businesses grow. So I'm making sure that this businesses move from point A to point B monthly, right? And I also manage 2 businesses by the side. Rewrite Your CV, a career advisory firm where we write CVs for people, cover letters, work with you to create the perfect CV and cover letter, teach you how to have the best experience during your job interviews, and we also post job vacancies and most especially best practices when it comes to getting a new job or making career changes. So today I'll be talking about your career as a journey, and I'm going to be sharing my career journey, how I started, where I started from, particular steps I took to get to where I am today, and I'm also going to tell you I'm also going to be answering some of the very interesting questions a lot of you have sent in. So I'll get started. So I studied English and literature in University of Benin, and while I was there I thought to myself that it would be very nice to become a TV presenter because I loved talking to people. I'm not a noisemaker, I'm not a talkative, but I just enjoy talking to people. I enjoyed getting people's opinions on particular things. I even had a TV show in mind. I said I was going to start a TV show called Gist Me, where I'll call people to talk, or people call in, talk about their day, talk about what's going on in the day, challenges they've had, wins they've had, so on and so forth. So that was my plan. And after school, I went for youth service, and during youth service, after my youth service, I came back to my hometown, Benin, and I started off a volunteer job. While I'm mentioning this because it's very important in my career story. I try to look back to wonder what would have happened differently if I didn't do that volunteer job. So I did that. I worked, I think, for about 7 to 8 months. Then I moved to Lagos. That was in 2016, and then I got my very first job as a TV presenter, a book editor, a blogger. It was one very interesting thing I like with small companies is that you get to do everything. Like you are everything. You are manager, you are staff, it's a one-man job. So it was very interesting for me because that's what I wanted. When I was writing down what I want to do, I wrote that I wanted to work in a magazine company, a TV a TV company, and these are the things I wanted to do. Funny enough, I got a job. I got the job as all three things. What was particularly interesting for me was how I got the job. I got the job through a career advisory firm. All this firm where you go, you tell them the kind of jobs you want to do, and you pay them a certain amount to look for a job for you. But in my case, it wasn't paying them a certain amount. It was, oh, okay, if you get this job, this is what we get out of it. So that was the deal, and then I got the job. It was a very low paying job. I think 30K, and anybody I told was like, that's not a job. But I was just excited to work in something I had always wanted to do. So I got started, and it was very interesting. After a while, I left because I noticed that nothing I was going to do was going to matter. It was always going to be some sort of blockage for me. So I just decided to quit. I got another job. While I was at that job, I started Full-Link Media. Full-Link Media is a digital marketing firm. It's a creative solutions firm where we advise people on best practices on growing their business, starting off. We manage digital marketing strategies for businesses, social media management, web development, content creation, and brand management. So I started Full-Link Media, just small. I was managing social media management, social media accounts for some people. So that's what I was doing. Then I went on to do a postgraduate course in Unilag for mass communication, because in my head I still wanted to do I still wanted to become a presenter, right? But after leaving my first job, I got a small job as a social media manager for a company, and after a month I left that place. Then I told myself I wanted to focus on school. Like I wanted to finish my postgraduate course before I go back to working. But I don't think that was actually the case. I was just tired of what I was doing at a particular time, and I needed something more interesting. So while in school, I met a friend, and she got a job. And on the day she got a job, she heard that a company was looking for a content creator. And she reached out to me and said, oh, there's this company I'm with, and you want a content creator. So I sent in my CV, sent in my cover letter, and I got a job interview. Interesting thing about me is that it's very rare for me to send in my CV for a job and not get called for an interview, because I'm very deliberate in crafting my CV. I'm very deliberate in putting together my CV, because I know most times what employers want to see, and I know what they're looking for. So I'm very deliberate when it comes. I don't put everything on my CV. I don't let everything. There are things that I've done in the past that I thought, oh, it's no longer necessary, then I take it away. So yeah, that's it. And we'll talk about that in another session, hopefully. how to craft the best CVs. But okay, so I got another job as a content creator at a digital marketing firm, and after doing that for about 2 years, I left and I'm at my current place of work, Paystack, which is very interesting. So while I shared my story for a particular reason, I wanted to show you deliberate steps I took that brought me to where I am today, and why I'll encourage anybody I'm speaking with to take those steps or something similar. One of the very first steps I took was to start, right? One thing I note when working on CVs, one thing I've seen is a gap between when you left school and when you started working. Some people have like 4 or 5 years gap. I personally think that's a huge discouragement for most companies. Like they want to know, why did you take that gap? Why weren't you working in that period? What went wrong? So I believe that when after school, try as much as possible to start your first job, because it's not about your first job, it's about the later jobs you get. That first job is most often a bedrock for you to build on, right? And that first job, I usually advise people that if you do not find a big company to work in, be grateful. Like, start small. Like, if you see a small company, start there, right? I started off in a very small company where I had to do a lot of things, but I was very grateful for that opportunity, because you would work so hard that you would learn. And I tell people that when you're working, you're not working for the company, you're working for yourself at the end of the day, because whatever you learn at your job, it's not for your job, it's for you at the end of the day. So start. That's the very first step. No matter the pay, no matter the support condition, if it's comfortable enough, start, right? Because most times when you start leaving gaps, when you say, oh no, this job is too small, I'm looking for 500k job to start with, then you don't see 500k job 1 year, there's a gap on your CV already. 2 years, there's a gap. 3 years, it becomes, as time goes, it becomes harder and harder to get a job. So it's important to start, no matter how small. Like, I remember when I told people that I got a job 30k, say 30k, someone told me, don't worry, I'll give you the money, just chill, I'll be giving you the money monthly. It's ordinary 30k. But to me, the money wasn't enough at the end of the day. After taking transport and everything, I had support from my parents, thank God. But like, it was a big opportunity, because I got my second job because my second boss was wild that I'd done all these things in a very short period of time. I'm like, oh my God, so you've done TV presenting, you've blogged, you've done this, you've done, oh wow. It was so excited to have me. Like, I sent him my CV, called me the next day, and he said, can you resume the next day? It all happened very fast. And that was only because he was so excited about what he saw on my CV. He was so excited about my previous place of work, that I had done all of this. So I keep wondering, if I did not do that, if I said the money was too small, would I have gotten the opportunity for the second job? No. So it's very important that you start, no matter how unfair the condition might seem, right? After starting, the next thing is to network. Network as vast and as much as you can. There are very many networking opportunities. We have LinkedIn. LinkedIn is a beautiful networking platform. There are networking events. Paystack organizes events every now and then. That's pre-COVID season. We organize interesting events now and then. And I remember then I had a friend that would just dress up and go for networking events. We'll go for social media week. We'll go for this, not for the sake of just going out. It was for the networking opportunities we were seeking. I got my second job through networking. I met a friend, and I'm usually a friendly person. I met someone in school. In no time, we had become close friends. So when she went for an interview for a job, and I heard that a company in the same working space was looking for a content creator, she recommended me. She was like, oh, I have a friend, she's very good at what she does. So that was networking. So if she didn't know me, I might have missed the opportunity, right? So network as much as you can. Oh, Jade just joined. Jade is the friend I was referring to. She was the one I met in Unilag that referred me for my second job. And so, network. So the third step for me is developing your soft skills. So it's one thing to get a job. Now you've gotten the job. Congratulations. How do you grow at your place of work? How do you get better? How do you move from a level 1 staff to a level 2 staff? These things are very important. So first things is develop your soft skills. At my second place of work, my boss used to complain about the emails I send. Like, Carrie, your emails are not full, they're not professional, and used to disturb me because initially I thought it was just sending emails. Oh, hello, hi, this. But I noticed that from the emails he would send, there was a way and a format to which his emails went that he would always get a response. Even if it was code, email is a business or someone, it would always get a response. So I went on Google. The internet is your friend. There's so many things you can learn on the internet if you put your mind to it. I went to Google. I will research daily how to send this sort of email, how to best ways to send a cold email, best ways to send this sort of email. And my email skills now is top notch. As if I should send you an email, it's amazing. So I would always research. Okay, if I have a skill, Microsoft Word, for instance, I know how to use Microsoft Word, but there's something I want to do more. I know that Microsoft Word has so many tools in it, so many ways you can use it. So I'll go on the internet. You can write the dumbest question per se on Google and it will give you answers. Like, there is no answer. I've never typed something on Google that I didn't get an answer from. However unuseful the answer is, right? You need to use the internet. Sometimes when I started using Excel, I knew people were using Excel to do data analysis at my company. I'm like, ordinary Excel, is it not to put table on Excel and send it out? But I could see that a lot of people were using Excel to analyze data, to do this. I went on the internet. That was my very first place of journey. I went on the internet and I would read how to use Excel for data analysis, and like that, I started becoming better at using Excel. So develop your soft skills, those skills you already have. Let's say your skills could be what can we say, even time management. Let's say on your CV you put time management as part of the things you do well. There are better ways. There's always something better than what you know, and you can only know what's better by researching. Go on the internet. It's easy to use. You see, there are people have left a lot of resources for us on the internet. Just download, and most of these things are free, very free. You can use it, and then you would become better for it, right? Now, apart from developing your soft skills, next thing is leveling up. So now, when I joined my first place of work, the only thing I could do was write. That was my skill. I could write. So I could write, then I could present. I could present anything you wanted me to do. But currently, my skills have evolved so dramatically that I don't know. Okay, apart from when I want to write for fun, I haven't written professionally in a long while, right? Because as my skills evolve, the kind of job I do evolve too, right? So currently, I'm taking SQL with Simi. I'm the SQL babe. I'm taking Tableau with Abisola, Abiviz. You can, like, these are people that have set up communities to help people level up skills. I'm always looking to get skills I do not know how to. So for instance, I took an account management course because I knew that when I joined Paystack, I joined as a customer support, right? But as we grew, they moved us to product specialist, and being a product specialist meant we needed to manage high growth, high volume business. I mean the biggest businesses in Nigeria. And I knew that I needed to, I hadn't done, this was what I had done before. I needed to find out how to do it. So I took a course on Udemy. They're cheap courses. They're free courses too. You can check Coursera, you can check Udemy. There are other platforms where you can take courses for very cheap rates. I think recently I took a course on Udemy recently that for 5,000 naira. That's money you guys use for burgers sometimes. And you can also find that course for free on the internet. If you look for it, you can find it for free. So always, no, I don't want to say aspire to perspire, but like, aspire to get better than where you currently are. Like if you know you are at point A and you need to move to point B, the only way to do that is to level up. Look for skills that you currently don't know. When I'm done with all this SQL and everything I'm taking, I'm going to add data analytics to my CV, and then that's a new job opportunity for me, right? Then I might decide to work, I want to start working as a data analyst for big companies. So the more you level up, the more job opportunities you have. So if I stuck to just writing, I'll be limited to the kind of jobs I do. The only kind of jobs I'll be able to do are writing jobs. Funny story, I applied to Paystack twice. The first job I applied to was a product marketer, where I'll need to be writing about the products we're releasing and all of that. And I didn't get that job. The next time I saw an opening for a customer support role, I was like, okay, why? Because I wanted to work at Paystack. So I'm like, okay, next time I saw this job, I applied for it and I got an interview and I got the job eventually. So like, I leveled up. I started with writing. I went from writing to social media management, digital marketing, and now data analysis, account management, and now data analysis. So always look for skills to level up. Then finally, be open to change. After this session, I'll be taking some of the questions you sent me. So I'll be answering some of those questions. Finally, be open to change. I am very certain that if anyone had told me that I was going to work in tech when I was in school, I would say, nah, it's not possible. I must be a TV presenter. I must work in CNN, Ebony Live. I had already listed all the TV stations I wanted to work with. But it's funny enough, I started getting bored with it. I realized that, I might not be the TV girl I thought I was. I realized that when I went for red carpet shows, it was a bit difficult to butter up to these people, to talk to them. And I wish I could just be in my office doing work. As time went on, I noticed that I might not have loved TV presenting the way I thought I did. So, and because I was open to change, I was open to exploring more roles and more positions in diverse industries. So there was media, there was digital marketing, the online media industry, and now we have the tech industry where I currently am. Tomorrow it might be a totally different industry. It might be FMCG, retail industry, anything, but be open to change. So I'm not saying that change your dreams or your career aspirations just anyhow. You have to be deliberate about it. You have to ask yourself what you want. You have to write it down. Like every year, at the beginning of every year, even quarterly review, I have to write down where I am currently and where I wanted to be, career and otherwise. So I'll tell myself, okay, this is where I'm currently working. How do I still feel about this place? Is it good for me? Am I growing? Am I becoming better? Then after which I write down, okay, if I'm no longer enjoying it, if I'm no longer becoming better, if I feel that my growth has stopped, because you can be at a place and you're no longer growing, you're no longer getting better, then you have to start asking yourself questions. So if I feel that my growth has stopped, or I'm no longer getting better where I am, then I start thinking, maybe it's time for a change, right? So I'm going to take the 5 steps again. Start. No matter how small. If it's a volunteer job, if it's an internship, if it's a job where the pay is abysmal, just start. Let's start, then start looking for, because if you start, you put a building block, you put block 1 on your CV, and then you can now start sending out that CV because there is something on it, and people will start. There's this thing where people want what other people have. That's how it is for employers. At my company, my boss is fond of looking at that person and saying, I like that person, I want that person. In another company, right? So people want what in terms of in the career in career too, in many jobs, many industries, many employers, they look for people that are already working, people that are already doing, because it's in very, very rare situations where you see that someone employs someone that has never done anything to a very high position. If you're employed when you don't do anything, it's usually maybe as a starter role, right? So if you get an internship opportunity, a volunteer opportunity, start. It's very important you start. Second thing after starting is to network. There are a lot of networking opportunities. Join LinkedIn. If you do not know how to create the perfect LinkedIn page, my DM is open. Reach us and write your CV. I will talk to you about this. Right? Network. Meet people at your place of work. Don't be alone. Like, talk to your colleagues. Engage with them, and you notice that when you live there, this might be the people that will help you with your next job. So yeah. Then third thing, develop your soft skills. Don't stop. Read how to send the best emails, how to use Microsoft Word better, how to best practices on time management. There are a lot of things on the internet. Do not underestimate the power of the internet. Fourth thing is level up. Take courses online. Learn skills you don't currently have. Skills that, okay, another thing, research your industry, right? I work in the media industry. I work in tech. Right, what are the most sought after skills in this industry? What skills are needed to excel in this industry? And then start looking at how to get those skills. And finally, be open to change. So that's it. Be open to change. Do not close your mind to an industry you think you might just get the best job, and a job that would be life-changing for you in that industry. So yeah, those are the 5 things that I think I have really learned and used personally in my career so far. So that's my career journey, and I hope you've learned so many things from it. This session was going to be for just 30 minutes, so we have some time left, and I'm going to go now into answer the questions some of you sent. I love these questions personally because I find them very useful in different sphere of getting a job. So I'll just go and start. So the first question I have here is, can I put my passport on my CV? So I see a lot of people doing that, and personally, like I said, I feel it's unprofessional, because when you send out your CV to employers, you're not selling your face. A passport is a reflection of your face, a visualization of your face. What you are selling is your skills, what you can do, where you have worked, your experience, your education. So putting your face to me is a huge distraction. Why is it there? And whether you put your face, so you put your photo shoot, so if your CV is terrible, you still will not get the job. So if you've seen people that have gotten jobs and they had their passport on their CV, it's not their passport that got them the job. It's their skills and the content of their CV. So I feel putting a passport, I'm not saying it's a hard no, still left to you to decide. But personally, I feel it's a waste of time and it's unprofessional. Yeah. So next question is, okay, as I go on, if you have any more questions, you can still put it on the comment box and I'll be answering the questions. Yeah. So next question is, what is the difference between a cover letter and a CV, and how is a cover letter done? So a cover letter is a summary of all your skills, experience, and it's a summary of all your skills and experience that you've highlighted on your CV. It is your sales letter. It is what most employers would see and read. I'm like, oh man, this person is very interesting. I want to see what more. Then they can go to your CV and say, oh, okay, oh, he did this, he did this, he did this. So a cover letter is very, very important. A summary of your skills, your experience, your education, where you've been, what you've done, and your achievements. Right? It's also a summary of your achievements. Oh, okay, I worked at so and so firm where I helped to grow the business from $10,000 monthly to $20,000 monthly, and I did that by doing this. Then when you go to your CV, you will not put that and highlight exactly how you did it. So that's why a cover letter is used for. So for me, the second part of this question is, how is a cover letter done? So when I'm writing my cover letter, and okay, it's a quick button. do not use the same cover letter for a job. I see that thing so often and it's painful. Or the same CV for 10 jobs. No matter how similar the jobs may seem, if you use the same CV, it might be your disqualifier. So let me give you a secret. 90% of the people you submit your CVs to, do not open them. A lot of big companies have this algorithm that read your CV and match your CV with the job description. So they've written a script, right? A code that matches all the CVs they get with the job description. If they don't match, they will just be discarding it. So imagine you had applied for a customer support role for another job. Then you now saw a job for an operations manager. You now use the same CV that has been designed for customer support to apply for operations manager. You most likely not get that job. Hard truths. So you can have a basic CV that aligns all your skills, all your achievements, your experiences, your education. Then when different job vacancies come up, you can tweak each CV to match each job. And it's very important that when you are writing your CV, make sure you use keywords from the job description. It's very important. This is Expo. Normally, this thing I just gave you, people are selling it. This information I just gave you, people are selling it, but I'm giving it here for free. So make sure that there are keywords in your CV that match the job description of the job you're applying for. Okay, someone has asked a question. I'm going to be taking questions from the chat so that I don't miss it. Is there a limit to the number of past jobs that should be in a CV? So generally your CV should not be longer than 2 pages. If a 2 pages is overreaching, a one page CV is great. But let's say you're overreaching and you get to 2 pages. So never do a 3-page CV, even if you have 100 years working experience. Start cutting it from the least relevant. So what do I mean by least relevant? Let's assume you have 5 places you've worked, right? And you're applying for a customer support role, right? So if you have places you've worked that have nothing to do with customer support, first thing is take them out. Take it out of your CV. So when it comes to, is there a limit to the number of past jobs that should be in your CV? If you think everything is necessary and everything can fit into 2 pages, fine. But if not, first of all, take out the ones that are not relevant to the job you're applying for. After doing that, if it's still too much, take out the from the oldest to the most recent. Now you would now ask, oh, how will employers know that I don't have a gap here between between when I left school and when I started working? So let's say you left school 2014, but from what you put on your CV, the first job is 2018. There's something called professional summary on your CV or career objectives. You can simply state that I have 6 years experience, I have 10 years experience working in various industries that range from So I'm giving people Expo on how to write CV. So yeah, so I hope that answers your question as to the limit of the number of past jobs that you should be on your CV. Right, I was going to answer when I'm writing cover letters, what's my guideline. So first thing is that I like to first of all introduce myself in one very simple sentence. Experienced key account manager with experienced key account manager with let's say with avid knowledge managing high growth, high volume business. One-liner, right? Then I'll not tell you that, okay, so I see a lot of CVs that say, oh, I saw your job interview. It's not necessary. They know where you saw it, they know where they posted it. So most times it's not necessary to start your cover letter with that. So just start with introducing yourself in a way that will leave a memory in the mind of the recruiter. So first sentence, write something very, very, something very detailed that will leave the memory of your cover letter in the mind of the recruiter. Then after that, narrate. A cover letter should not be more than 4 paragraphs. So in 2 paragraphs, after you've introduced yourself, the other 2 paragraphs should be narrating your skills and your achievements and your experience in such a way that it is relevant to the job you're applying for. And when you're done with that, last paragraph is just, oh, I really hope to work with you. I'm looking forward to an interview with you, and I know I'm the best fit for your company. Don't find any better. Don't add that share, but yeah. And always note to leave your email address and even possibly your phone number on your cover letter. Someone might just read your cover letter and say, oh, call this guy right now. Oh, call this guy right now. Let's get him a job. Yeah. So please, when you're signing out, when you finished your cover letter, when you're signing out, say you can reach me on carisnosa@gmail.com or so your phone number. So it'll be easy for the employer to reach you. So yeah, that's that. So someone is asking, what's the best career decision I've ever made? Honestly, best career decision I have ever made was to work at the 30K job, my very first job, because I believe it gave me a lot of platform. It gave me a platform for me to build on. So I got this first job. I got the second job because my employer was very impressed about all the things I had done in my first job, right? Then I got the next job, my current job, because again my employer was had seen the things I had done in my previous place of work, and he honestly felt that, oh, he needed me to replicate that in his place of work. So yes, starting was my very, very best career decision. Yeah. And there's a way you would write down what you've done that would make employers eager to employ you. So you can reach us via DM or our contact address on our profile, and we can walk you through how to craft and create the very best CVs that will definitely get you an interview at your place of work or at your dream job. Yeah. So next question is, what advice do I have for someone new in their career? So advice I have for someone new in their career, I will assume that new in your career means you've started. So the next advice I have for you is to level up. You would not, without leveling up, you will not remain relevant at your place of work, right? Okay, so I have a friend at my place of work. When we all started with the same skills, right? So later on, someone needed a data, we needed someone to help us pull data from one of our businesses, right? And they asked who can do this thing, and she could. And that single act of knowing how to do data analysis, and the rest of us as a then didn't know, it set her apart. It just made her more relevant. It's not, so the skill wasn't vital to the role. It wasn't necessary to even have the skill to do for that role, but just because she had it, and it was an added advantage, it set her apart. It made her more relevant. And so it's very important that you start developing skills that you think you don't need, because you might need them. And note that the world is changing. The world is changing every day. So things you think you don't need in the next 5 to 10 years might be the most relevant things in your job or in your career path. So try to level up as fast and as swiftly as you can. Try to get started on that. Develop your soft skills. The one you can do, get better at it. The one you can't do, look for platforms to teach you. Like I mentioned earlier on, there are a lot of platforms online. You can even Google free platforms to learn this, and you'd be amazed at the number of things you'll find. So yeah, so one advice I have for someone new in their career is to level up as fast as possible. Okay, which has been more valuable in your career, your education or your experience? Honestly, my experience. I like to say that my education hasn't played a major role in my where I currently am career-wise. That's a whole topic for another day. I would love to talk to you about my education. Going to school in Uniben, graduating, what I graduated with, what I studied, and where I am now. You hear a lot of people saying that when you're in school, the most important thing for you is to graduate with a first class. Now, listen to me carefully. It's very important. So if you're in school, please concentrate on your studies, graduate with that first class. Focus on your books. That's one thing I wish someone had told me earlier. Put your head, everything on your books. But I believe that it's not the most valuable thing in your career. Your experience counts more than your education. In fact, I advise my junior friends, right, to try as much as possible to get internship positions during the holiday time. Look for something to do. Like, I interviewed a girl once that had 4 years working experience, and she just graduated. I was wowed. I wanted to find out, how did you do it? How do you have 4 years working experience and you just graduated? I found out that for every single holiday she had while she was in school, she was working. She would work, she would go back to school 3 months, come back to the place of work, and it was an internship position. For most of the for places she worked, she wasn't even getting paid. So the very most important thing on your CV, your career path, is your experience. Experience is the most important thing to me. Yeah. What skills did I develop early in my career? So for me personally, use of Microsoft Suits. That's one thing I learned early in my career, and I don't think I've worked in a place where you don't need it. From even Google Suits, Google Docs, Google Sheets, Microsoft Word, Microsoft Excel, every single thing. I have never worked in a place where I didn't use it. So, and it might seem irrelevant, but sending out great emails. A great email might be what would get you that job. The way you send out your email to the employer might be what will get you that job. So yeah, so sending out great emails, the Microsoft Suits. Then next question is, how do you make the decision to change jobs from your current job to the next? Interesting question. So for me personally, first thing that is on my list when I want to change jobs, or if I'm thinking of changing jobs, is am I growing at my place of work? Right? Am I growing at my place of work? Number one. Number two, my goals and dreams in life. Is my current place of work helping me meet it? Yeah, so those are two very important questions for me when I'm thinking of changing jobs. Yeah, money comes into play. Oh, is it a better pay? Is it this? But it is secondary to all the other things I've mentioned. It's secondary to this place of work, this new place that needs me. This new place that needs me, is it integral to my goals and dreams in life? Would I grow there, or will I grow here, my current place of work? Is it better off for me? So I weigh my pros and cons, and then I choose whether to remain or whether to change jobs. If you have more questions, you can still leave it on the chat. I'll still be picking questions from there. Okay, what's the worst job decision you have ever made? I don't think I have ever made a worst job decision. Every job I have taken is very deliberate, very intentional. So I don't think I've ever made a bad decision. I don't just take jobs because of the money, or because of, like, there are a lot of things I consider before taking a job, and yeah, every job I have taken has been amazing in my career growth. So yeah, I haven't taken a terrible job before. I've worked at terrible places, but I haven't made a bad job decision before. That's what I meant to say. So what should I be doing to improve my chances at getting my dream job? First thing you should be doing is, number one, your CV, your cover letter. How is it? Like, I believe that CVs and cover letters are keys. Job interviews do not matter as much as what's your CV. Your CV and your cover letter is what will get you through that door in the first place. And whatever happens at the job interview is secondary. So your CV, your cover letter, it is very integral to the job you want to get or you need to get. So I have said this over and over again. It's very important how you craft your CV, how you create it. Do not use the same CV for even if the job is the same kind, like, oh, customer support, but two different industries, it matters. And always endeavor to read the job description of the employer, because okay, so I applied for as a customer success expert. In my mind, that's just customer support in fancy language. But I went to read the job description of the employer, and then apart from reading the job description of the employer, I started Googling what does customer success mean? How is it different from customer support? And it was amazing the things I discovered. There were two different things. And then I crafted my CV and I tweaked it and turned it and to fit the job description of the employer. So improving. So what you should be doing to improve your chances at getting your dream job is, again, make sure your CV and cover letter is great. Number two, learn skills where you are. So, okay, I currently don't have a job. I'm looking for a job. So where you are now, you're at home, take courses online. Take courses online. Look for skills that you know are relevant to the industry. Find out the industry you want to. First of all, do you know the kind of job you want? Do you know the kind of job you want? Do you know the kind of industry you want to? If you know that, great. If you do not know that, spend time and prayerfully think about the kind of job you want, the kind of industry you want to work in. Now that you've decided on the kind of job you want and the industry you want, research what skills are necessary in this industry. What are the most valuable skills in this industry, and start getting them, because it's those skills that will get you your job. At my place of work, we do not hire for education. We've never hired for education. Oh, software developer needed that can write JS, React, and all of that. Oh, you can write it. Oh, so I'm still a student. I don't care. Come and work for us. It's funny. We have a lot of students working for us because they can do what they can do, because their skills are so needed. Sometimes they would even work with us and they will say, oh, sorry, I need a break to go for you. So, oh, go. Your job will be waiting for you when you get back. So it's very important that you get the needed skills in that industry you want to work. Ebox Media is asking, what do you say of people that always change jobs? Is it bad for future employment rating? How long should someone stay in a job before leaving? Okay, there are employers that, if as an employer yourself, you are looking at a CV and you see that the person is always changing job three months, you would be wondering why. What exactly are you looking for? And to you, it might just be a turn off. It might be a big turn off for you, because you're thinking, if this person is always changing job every 3 to 6 months, or maybe there must be something wrong with the person, especially if you've done it so often. So I think I can't say if there is any. Sorry, I can't say if there's a stipulated time you must work for a job. But if I want to suggest, I'll say maybe 2 years. Maybe that, I think it should be the least time you should work, or 1 to 2 years, depending on the place you're working. There are places that after 2 months, after 1 month, if you will leave, and if you go for the next job interview, they ask you, why did you leave your previous place of work? By the time you are done narrating why you left, so oh, you should have left earlier. So depending on your experience with your current place of work, your reason for changing jobs should be valid. Don't change jobs because I got bored. But there might be a valid reason for you to get bored at the place of work. If you feel you're no longer growing, that's a valid reason. But 1 month is too short a time to know if you are growing at a place of work or not. So yeah, I hope I've answered that question. People that always change jobs, you need to, first of all, maybe you need to take a break to find out what exactly you want, because there must be a reason why you're always changing jobs. And I dare say part of that reason is because you're not certain what you want. So yeah, take some time, find out what you want before going for the next job. Yeah. Okay, so I think I have one more question, then we can move on. So the final question is, what role does money play in building the right career? Money is important, right? It's very important. I'm one of those people who believe that the money you get from your job could be used in financing your dreams, right? So yeah, money is important, but it is not the most important thing when choosing a career. It is not the most important thing when choosing a job. So if money is your motivation, you might not get the job fulfillment or career fulfillment you want. So yeah, money is very important. It should be part of your considerations when changing jobs, but it should not be number one on your list of considerations. Yeah. So that's it. 49 minutes. We started late, so I would say everything was about 45 minutes. Thank you so much, guys, for joining. My parents are here. Hello. And this is the very first session in a series of career discussions. We'll be talking about, like I said earlier, we'll be talking about best ways to create your CV, best ways to manage job interviews. At my current place of work, after my first job interview, after my first interview at the place, I knew I was going to get the job because of I could see the delight in the employer's eyes, like, oh yes, this is our next staff. So we'll be talking about how to handle yourself during job interviews. We're talking about how to create the best career trajectory. We're talking about how to create best CV, and also we'll be inviting a lot of interesting people who have done interesting things in their career, people you would want to speak with on our IG live session. So follow us, like our Facebook page, our Instagram page, and every day I share interesting things about your CV. I share things that you should do and should not do on your CV, and also on your cover letter. So you'd want to follow us for such details. Thank you all so much for joining again. I really enjoyed speaking with you all. You can find this video on our Instagram feed after the session is done, so you can always watch it again and again. You could share it with your friends that missed this session and try to invite them for the next one. So yeah, thank you. Bye.